Hi Olympia, welcome to Can I Ask You a Question?
Hi.
Before we go any further, there's one question we must ask.
Okay.
Who is Olympia Smalls?
Um, I should say fashion designer extraordinaire, mother, wife, and all-around friend.
What led you to a career in fashion?
It's always been a passion of mine from school there on. In school, when my teacher asked somebody what they wanted to be, my answer was always a fashion designer. My mother's a seamstress. She taught me everything I know, and everything else comes after that.
Where do you get your design inspiration from?
I grab from anything. I grab from plants, insects, like how I like to do my wire bending. I love to do insects. Anything. I just how somebody would stand the silhouette. I just take it as it comes.
How do you stay updated with the latest design trends?
It's all over the internet, and honestly, I don't really pay much attention to it because I always stick to my aesthetic, my style. So it's always my way, even though I might add a little bit of what's trending in it. Yes, I try not to go too much with what's trending.
What fashion trend should have never made it to local shores?
Oh my lord. Oh boy. I don't know, that there were so many. Man, why you almost do these kind of things? I don't know. I can't remember right
Okay.
now.
What would you say is the greatest challenge facing Guyanese designers?
I think a lot of the designers need to, like I said, find their own place. Just as you just asked me about what's trending, everybody tries to do what's trending. I think that they should stick to their style and grab from our culture and do their own. I think what's facing them is that everybody is just confused about everything that's going on in fashion, and they think that whatever comes, that's what it is.
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 10, rate the fashion industry in Guyana.
I would say a 8.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle the pressure of meeting deadlines?
I handle it because I can say I fix my own deadlines, because if I know I wouldn't be able to finish something for a certain time, then I wouldn't take the job. And if I'm taking it, then I let them know, let persons know, well, okay, this is what we have, this is what we're working with. So I try not to be pressured much by deadlines.
Okay. Share with us a design project you're most proud of.
Oh my gosh. Something to do with MASH. I enjoy doing my floats. One of my masterpieces was one that I did for Digicel. It was the crown. The band was called Royalty, and that float, the ideas that I have that I put into that, still today, I'm still loving it.
Alright, so perfect. That was your first set of 10 questions. Okay, so our first game is called Road Trip. In this game, you must select 5 persons to go on a road trip with you. 4 of whom you trust, and 1 that you would never trust with your life. Name all 5 persons without disclosing the one you do not trust.
Anastasia Nicola, Leslyn, Chandel, Randy Madrid, Fiano.
How important is branding to you?
Oh, branding is everything. Your branding says who you are. It gives you what must I say? Gives you a face. So once your branding is on point, everything else comes after. So I'm very big on branding.
How would you describe your personal brand?
Oh boy, there's so many words. The first word is sassy, um, out of the box, because I just like different and some sexy in there, yes.
Okay. What's the most difficult fabric to work with?
Oh boy. I'm gonna say it, but I stopped using it because of that purpose. So the can I say stupid? That stupid shimmus kind of thingy. Yeah, I don't.
How has your design aesthetic evolved over the years?
Oh, it has evolved a lot. But strangely, a lot of the things that I started making back in the day when I was a teenager in my in my 20s, I'm seeing all of them coming back now. All of the strappy sides and the nipples alone cover and all those things. But I have evolved in a way where I'm doing like I said before, wire bending was not one of the things on my list when I started as a designer. But like I said, I grew into it and I find I'm loving it more than anything else that I'm doing.
Okay. How do you handle critique on your work?
Very well. I take every single criticism, as whether it's good or bad, I accept it and it helps me to learn from it. And I know what I have to change or what I have to keep, just because people saying it like it, they mean somebody else not gonna like it. So I don't really like, you know what I mean.
When do you know a design is complete?
It's when I look at it, because my complete and your complete might be different. Sometimes less is more and sometimes more is more. You know, so for me, it all depends on how it looks in my eye. When I look at it and I say, okay, that's it. That's when I know that it's done for me.
Okay,
So
that brings us to our next question. What's your editing process like as a designer?
what's my editing process like? You need to elaborate, like in.
So there's a saying, before you step out of the house, step in the mirror and remove one item. How do you apply that to your design?
Boy, I don't move nothing, sorry, because I know when I put something together, the first time, I put it together in my head before I put it together. So I am already seeing it even before it's on me, before it's on the client. So when I put it together, that's it. Nothing is coming off or putting on.
Great answer. What are your views on copycat designs?
Oh boy. That have different ways of putting it, because somebody might look at something and say it's a copied design, but it's actually like an influence, like, or something. Like, for instance, if I see a style with two sides out, and I just want to change the top and leave the two sides out because I want to leave it out, that's not considered as a copy. So I don't think any design is a copy design unless you make exactly what you see back, then it's copied.
Okay. Name one person in the fashion industry you would love to collaborate with.
That I haven't collaborated yet. All the ones that I collaborated with, I wanted to. I don't know if there's any that I didn't with, but okay, I have two good designer friends that we haven't collabed or done anything together with, and I would love to, is Francois, because I did stuff with Misha Cole, I did stuff with Derek Moore, you know, but Francois is good and I like him. I did with Keisha as well, so yes, it would be Francois.
List 3 things an up-and-coming designer must pay attention to.
They must pay attention to originality as far as I'm concerned, because when you come out as a designer, you must come out with something that people would recognize you for. So when you come out and somebody see a particular style in your creation, when they see it again another time, they must be able to recognize it. So you personalize that part right there, and that'll work.
That brings us to our second game. This one is called First Impressions. I will list 5 Guyanese designers and you will give us your first impression of their design aesthetic. Sonia Noel,
Lattice.
Mwanza Glenn,
Oh, Afrocentric.
Sydney Francois,
Absolutely fabulously floral.
Randy Madre,
Um, what's this word? Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, I can't remember the word. Couture.
Michelle Cole,
Oh, fabulous. Original.
Derek Moore,
Derek Moore, he is absolutely amazing. His creation is, I'm just gonna say, absolutely amazing. And there's another word. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? He's a veteran. He's a
Andrew
veteran.
Harris,
Chic. Yes.
what do you do outside of work?
Oh, party. I love me some party. I love movies with my kids, my friends, my husband. So yes, that.
Most stylish person in your opinion?
Would that be somebody close to me or like a star in general?
Star, yeah.
Rihanna.
How would you describe your personal style?
As in me, sexy. There's no other word, like, that's basically it, because it's hair out, there out, hip out, everything out, so it's sexy.
Does any of your kids display an interest in fashion?
Yes, most definitely. The first and the second. The second is more of a painting art kind of thing, and the first one, she is more into the handwork and the designing. Yes, she wants to go to designer school.
What advice would you give to them?
Same as I would give to anybody. You need to be positive that that's what you want to do, and you're not going in it just because. You have to love it. It has to be a passion, and just stick to your aesthetic. Do not be strayed away by what you see and what you hear. Just stick to what you think is your style, and that's it.
Okay. Which celebrity would you love to design for?
Oh, Rihanna.
What's your favorite and least favorite gown worn by a Miss Guyana delegate?
My favorite and least favorite.
Yes.
You know how much years I do watching pageant? It's since how much years ago, so I can't remember exactly. I can't answer.
At least a favorite then.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I saw an airbrush design that Michelle Cole did for Asher Peters in a pageant. I can't remember what was the pageant, but it's a very long time ago. I think it was original, very creative, and outstanding till day like today. I've never seen another like it. So I would say that one.
What do you consider to be your career highlight?
Okay, I have two sections. I have my costume section and my ready-to-wear section. So, and I have one that's in between. The one that's in between is one that I did for Saini, for Miss Guyana Earth, which was her national dress, where it had the waterfalls and the kissing bridge and all these things combined on that. That one right there is always something that I always look back at and admire. For my costumes, I think I already had mentioned that, but one of the other ones that I had loved is one that I did for Banks. The idea was a boat, a big sailboat. I think that like totally was it for me. And for gowns, for ready to wear, it's a dress that I did years ago for a Guyana talented teen. It was worn by Shemaine Davis, and it's a style that I came up with something thrown over the shoulder, kind of like an Indian wear, but yet still an evening gown. So when I did those the first time, that's when I know, well, I'm getting somewhere, and I know where I'm going to be in the next how many years.
Okay. What advice would you give to youths in Guyana today?
My advice list is very long because with youths we have so many different personalities, and each one of them want to hear something different. So I don't think I can give one advice to everyone. But if I was to try to give one advice to everyone, my advice is to be focused, not to be led astray, because these days peer pressure is at the top of the list. Because even if a child is focused on what they want to be or what they want to do as an individual, there are always other voices in their head telling them don't do this, don't do that. So my thing is to focus on what you're looking for as an individual and look at yourself 5 years from then, where you want to be as a person.
Our third and final game is called Lies or Facts. I will list 3 statements and you have the opportunity to let our viewers know whether it's a lie or a fact. First one, allegedly, more than one Guyanese designers have recreated your work and presented it as their own.
True. Fact.
2, it is reported that you've spent over $2 million Guyana dollars on this new
True.
physique.
I never lie.
And finally, you have plans to retire from designing and live a normal life in Trinidad.
Oh no. False. No.
Final question. What's next for Olympia?
Well, I mean, I'm always doing stuff. I'm always bringing it. I plan on continuing it and climbing the ladder. I'm still climbing. I'm not, some people might think, some might not think that, oh, I have arrived, I'm there, whatever. No, people, I am normal still. I'm still climbing that ladder. I'm still me, and just keep looking out for me. And bigger, better things are coming, and excited about it.
All right, guys, there you had it. That's a wrap on this episode of Can I Ask You a Question with designer extraordinaire Olympia Small Sonaram.